Alrighty, so boys and girls, let's talk about the Blue Kayn Ultimate tier list. So first things first, we have Amumu. So Amumu is definitely going to be a champion. Here, wait one second, let me turn this music down a little bit. Amumu is definitely going to be a champion that I find not really a struggle for Blue Kayn, because okay, most of the times that you're playing Blue Kayn into like a tank jungler or any of that, you're just ignoring them. You're running past them, you're killing their backline. Amumu has his ult to pill you, and he has a lot of point click CC, so he's actually gonna force you to get Edge of Night. So I'm not gonna put him in free win, I'll put him in mostly easy, because the some struggle is if you don't get Edge of Night. So you go Yumu's, Edge of Night, Grudge, tier 2 boots, after that you get Axiom Arc, Serpents, whatever you feel like you need. Fourth item, and yep. Now put Diana in green right away. For Blue Kayn, is it Diana? We'll see. Well, I'll get when I get there. I'll think about it. Oh, it's only 4 away. All right, let's see. Brand. Ooh, let me think. Okay, so Brand. Brand. The thing is, he's getting buffed, and he's getting a longer stun duration, and he stacks HP items and Zanya. So I wouldn't really say it's an easy matchup, but if you ever get ahead of him, it is easy. I don't necessarily think it's a 50-50 because he does outscale you. He's faster clear. He outscales you. But if you're snowballing over him, you could outplay him. It's kind of like the Kindred matchup. I would actually relate Brand to Kindred. Okay. So Bel'Veth. Bel'Veth's tough because Bel'Veth has a lot of snowball potential. She's a very strong early mid-game jungler, and she can take over games really quick before you get your form, and she has built-in damage reduction. So I'm actually going to put her in a hard counter because her damage reduction can really like kind of mess up your whole combo. She can peel, she can dive on you. She's one of the few champs in the game that can actually like kind of stay on top of Blue Kayn with her high MS and all that. So I'm actually going to put her up pretty high on the list. Now, this is probably going to confuse you guys because I just mentioned a champ with damage reduction that is, obviously this OP. But I don't think Briar, even though she does have damage reduction, is really a problem for Blue Kayn. Matter of fact, I usually win against this matchup. The only thing you really have to worry about is that damage reduction, but she's also like kind of locked in that same spot with the charge into the wall. And most of the time, if she's using that ability, you can just go inside of her, wait it out, and after you wait it out, the damage reduction is gone. So it's pretty easy to one-shot Briars. The only thing that might be a problematic is if she's ahead of you, you might have to get anti-heal. But other than that, I rarely ever struggle against Briars with Red or Blue Kayn. I'd say she's a little bit of struggle because you probably want some practice with Blue Kayn into the matchup to get comfortable with like kind of running her around. Because usually she's good at hunting you down and just staying on top of you. Some struggle, but should be free. Diana. I have the highest ranked Diana player in my chat right now. Let's see. He's gonna judge. He's gonna judge my opinion on this. Let me think. For Blue Kayn, you could easily get Serpents. You can counter her ult with your ult. You have same clear speed. She's a little bit stronger in early mid. I think Diana and Evelyn are free win for Blue Kayn. They are free win. Now, Diana can, just get ahead. She can do things into Blue Kayn, but a really good Kayn versus a really good Diana, you should pretty much always win. Now, keep in mind, this isn't always winning the game. I want you guys to take what this list is and understand that this is not free win as in you're going to get free LP. It's free win in the jungle. You will win the jungle. That's what I'm getting at. So Diana is a free win in the jungle. Sometimes you're going to lose against Diana because maybe your team is like 0-20. That's going to happen, but that's not important. What's important is that you're winning the jungle matchup, and I think you should always win against Diana. So, either way. Mundo, very easy. I know a lot of people are thinking, what? You're not playing Red Kayn. You don't have the % HP damage. Mundo can't peel the backline. Whenever you're playing Blue Kayn to tanks, you ignore the front line. You run straight to the backline. You look for picks. You look for solo lane. Mundo has a little bit of faster clear, some solid objective control, but he does nothing in fights, nothing in skirmishes. You ignore him. He should never be able to kill you because the way that Mundo gets on top of you is he hits the cleaver, but Blue Kayn E has slow immunity. So as soon as you get hit by something, you have your E as an easy out. So Red Kayn should be free, but blue maybe a little struggle early, but that's it. Yeah, I mean, if she gets Zhonya's, but even still, like, I actually think blue's better than red into Diana, just because Diana's a little bit faster than red, but blue's way faster than Diana. So when it comes to killing teammates, it's easy for blue, and the itemization tree is much easier. But either way, enough about Diana. All right, Echo. I actually think Echo's really hard. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think Echo wins. I'm gonna say it. You're probably not gonna notice this because most Echo players aren't that good, but once you start seeing good Echo players like Masters Plus, they have their W, which will make it so you can pretty much never one-shot them. They have easy access to itemizing Zhonya, which is a hard counter item to Blue Kayn, and they also have their ult. So as Blue Kayn, you need to be able to 100 to 0 Echo to where he can't press his R, and you don't have CC to do that. So it definitely, like, there's counterplay, don't get me wrong. Like, you path faster and you have better ganks, but he counters you all around the board. I think I put Echo in 50-50 for Red Kayn. Echo is actually a hard matchup. The better Echoes are hard. I think in lower elo, Echo's pretty free, but in high elo, Echo's pretty tough. Okay, so for the next champion here, we have Elise. So Elise is definitely going to be a champion that we're going to want to put in free win. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking, but I just said this champion has access to Zhonya. Elise has her repel up to keep her alive. Elise's clear is so much slower than Kayn that it is very easy. It is pretty much common for you to get like 100 CS advantage. If you dedicate your playstyle to clearing, you will always be able to get like a full item leverage over Elise. You go Yumu's second item at Night, she can never hit you with the CC, her E, and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So that matchup isn't tough. It's pretty easy once you get comfortable with it for Blue Kayn. And yeah, she can get Zhonya's, but you're still going to be able to one-shot. Or her team. Evelyn! I gotta put Evelyn in free win tier. I actually prefer Blue Kayn into Evelyn than Red Kayn. Because Red Kayn definitely has some struggle. But Blue Kayn, you guys have similar clear speed. She's a little bit stronger in the early game, but the second you get your form, you move around the map faster, you're better at making picks. You can easily 1v1 her because she needs her charm to be able to kill you 1v1. And most of the times when you see the charm go off, you either have sweeper and you're sweeping to see around, or you have your control ward. And a little fun fact for this matchup, Kayn's E will show when enemies are nearby. Like, you know, if they're not in if they're in a bush or something, like, basically that's how his E works. So it's good for face checking. But because Evelyn's invis, you can still track where Evelyn is with your E. Your E will still tell you when she's around. So it's really easy to find out where Evelyn is. Really easy to counter her. And most Evelyns don't build Zhonya's. If they build Zhonya's, they're not going to have enough damage to kill anybody. Alright, Fiddle. That's tough. Oh man, wait, let me think. Fiddle? Fiddle's a champion where he has Zhonya's. He has his ulti with such a, like, hard thing to outplay. But I will say Fiddle is definitely a champion that, because he can suck you when you're inside of him, like, his W still goes off, like it's a tether. So going inside of him doesn't stop his W. I think going Yumu's and Edge of Night, I would say, honestly, it's a soft counter. You technically can move around the map faster, and it's pretty easy to scout him out with your E and your blue orb to make sure he doesn't get a big ulti. But you can't path into him, you can't invade him, he clears faster than you, and his ult is way more important than you. So it's not like he counters you directly, but he will counter your team. He can do more in team fights and skirmishes. You have to farm a lot, and you have to look for skirmishes opposite side of Fiddle, so it's a lot of jungle tracking. It's honestly, I'd put it hard counter for anyone who's newer to Kayn, but most people, they don't really have to play against the best Fiddles, so I'm gonna put it in soft counter. Gragas, honestly, it's mostly easy. I mean, he can get Zhonya. You can go AP Gragas and go Zhonya. I think Red Kayn struggles more into Gragas than Blue because most of the time you're either ignoring Gragas and killing his team, or he's AP Gragas and it's pretty easy to kill in team fights. I mean, he can never really get on top of you. Yeah, I think it's free win. The only reason I say that it's not a free win is because technically he can counter your kit. It's just if you allow him to, so you pretty much always want to utilize your mobility to not let him get on top of you, I guess. Graves. You know, there used to be a lot of Challenger Graves players that made me think that Graves was the hardest matchup for Kayn, but things have definitely changed in time. Now, Graves' E At level 13, fully stacked will give him a bonus 160 armor. If he has upgraded boots, tier 3 boots, because most of the time Graves will have a stronger early game. He'll be able to win the early game, win the feats of strength, and, you know. So, with the tier 3 boots, at level 13 for Graves, he's going to have a little under 300 armor with like a 400, 500 HP shield. And he has Red Smite, and he has his W. So, Graves is definitely a hard counter to Blue. Now, the Graves has to be really good. He has to have insanely good mechanics, insanely good kiting, and he has to stack his E prior to fighting. Most Graves, they don't do that. They don't do that. I don't play against any Graves players that do that. Graves has become a free win matchup for me. I'm still going to put him in soft counter because this entire kit does counter you. But current day Graves do not understand the matchup. So I can't put it in hard counter. They don't understand how to counter it. Yo, I'm Thea. Thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. So, Gwen. Gwen, she used to be a problem, but now that she got nerfed, her clear speed's a little bit slower. She scales pretty well, and she's got a lot of damage. But I'd say she's mostly easy. Not really too problematic. Gwen's not really too problematic for Blue Kayn, I would say. Because most of the time, she doesn't have peel for her backline, so you can kill her backline easy, and she's not too hard to catch out herself. Hecarim. This is interesting because I kind of want to put Hecarim in soft counter, but he might be a hard counter because he has faster clear than Kayn, so he snowballs faster. He has an engage. He doesn't play the solo lanes better, but I mean, having the engage makes it so he doesn't really have to. He has better objective control. He has better clear speed. I might honestly get some heads turning with this, but I actually consider Hecarim to be a hard counter to Blue Kayn. Because his W makes it so it's impossible to one-shot, and his entire kit makes it so he should always be ahead of you. He should never be behind on you. He should always be ahead of you. So Hecarim's really tough for Blue Kayn. On the contrary, Red Kayn does pretty good into him. Not amazing, but there's a lot more counterplays, so yeah. Notice that these matchups are pretty much the I should be playing Red Kayn here, not Blue Kayn tier. Ivern, I'm gonna say it's really, there's a little bit of struggle. All you have to do, whether you're getting good ganks on the map or whether you are just farming, get to your serpents. So first item Yumu's, second item serpents. Get to that serpents, and you will be able to win fights, win skirmishes, and kill the Ivern. Serpents, like, Blue Kayn is probably one of the hardest counters to Ivern. The only reason I put some struggle is because Ivern has a ridiculously fast full clear, and he also can invade you early, so plant defensive wards opposite side of where you're starting, and also hopefully no one dies on your team to early ganks, and if they don't, I mean, if they do, just farm up. If they don't, usually you can find plays, so it's a little bit of struggle because of that. Other than that, Jarvin. Notice we haven't put anyone in 50-50 yet. Interesting. Jarvin. Oh, once again, a matchup I have to think about. Because technically, it's not very hard. You can E and Q out of his ult, so there's not really too much struggle with that. You can't really kill him that easy, but I mean, you're pretty much always gonna go serpents into him. Yumu's serpents. I would say it's mostly easy. There's a little bit of struggle, but it's mostly easy because you can most of the time ignore him and just kill his backline, and you're also itemizing to counter him. So whenever you do fight him, you're gonna have a lot of counterplay. Yeah. Jax jungle is free win. You path faster, you can kill his backline, he can't really peel you, he can't really get on top of you, he can't really touch you. It's a free win all around. Karthus. We think here. So Karthus is gonna be a champion that I think it's a 50-50. I think it's a 50-50. Believe it or not, Kayn should win, but Karthus has such an insanely fast full clear, and here's the reason why it's 50-50. Normally, you invade Karthus, you could just jump on him in his jungle, fight him, kill him, take his camps, all that. But if he takes Ignite or Exhaust, you can't go into his jungle and invade him. And he's able to power farm, and he's able to press R and gank anywhere on the map. And if he gets free kills, and he itemizes, you know, HP items, Leandries and all that, Blackfire, whatever. Well, I don't think Blackfire gives HP, I might be wrong about that, but he gets Leandries, and he gets Zhonya's, you're not going to be able to kill him, and he's going to be able to kill your team, and he's going to be able to just nuke everybody. You're always going to get Edge second into Karthus, so Yumu's Edge. But I will say this matchup, if it's a good Karthus, it's a 50-50. And oh, another 50-50. So Kha'Zix is the original 50-50. This is Mr. 50-50, the OG 50-50 matchup. So Kha'Zix has a much stronger early game, and he's much stronger in isolation. He has the leverage in being able to go into Kayn's jungle and find him. If he can find you in your jungle and kill you, he will win. If he doesn't, and you're able to farm and get your form, you will win. You always outscale Kha'Zix, whether it's blue or red form. If you have Sweeper, and you can combo him before he combos you, you will always kill him. If he can combo you before he combo him, he's always going to kill you. So I love these assassin matchups. Most assassin matchups are 50-50, but oh yeah, no, it's fun. I love this matchup. I can't say enough good things about the Kha'Zix matchup, but it is difficult. So you would do a bot to top full clear, try to avoid pathing into him, avoid him at all costs, get your form, and if you keep farming, you'll win. If he finds you, you lose. Kindred. Now, I'm going to turn a couple heads here once again, because this is going to be another scenario where you're thinking to yourself, really, Karasmai? It's not a hard counter? I think it's a soft counter. And the reason why is because Kindred has slower clear speed, and with slower clear speed, you're basically always going to be in the situation where you have the ability to outscale her. You have the ability to gain leverage. You have to be ahead of her to fight her. If you are ahead, you could always jump on her, you could always fight her, you could always kill her. If you're not, she will always destroy you. Her ult counters your ult, so when you need to be able to do, this is how you know you're going to win the matchup. If you're ahead enough on the Kindred and you can kill her without needing to use your ult, you will force her to use her ult, and then you save your ult for after her ult. So you need to have more DPS and the ability to get on her before, or and like have the damage to kill her before she can use her ulti. Or, you know, if she uses her ulti, save your ulti for afterwards. If you ulti first, you're gonna lose. It's kind of like rock, paper, scissors. But the reason why it's a soft counter, I make it sound easy, is because, I mean, she doesn't need to farm a lot of camps. She can gank the lane, so she has more impact in the lanes. And yeah, if she's doing that, here, once I move to the next song. If she has more impact in the lanes, obviously her lane is going to outscale you, and if she just permagroots with her team and sits on them with ulti, you're not going to be able to kill her backline either. So it definitely is a soft counter, but it's not a hard one. There is like any of these soft counter matchups you can easily destroy. I've dropped 20-30 kills on every single one. Not easy, but it's not going to be, it's going to have some struggle your first time around. Your first 10-20 games into these matchups, you're going to struggle. But understanding the counterplay, good. So, Lee Sin. 1 second. Water. I forgot how hard the matchups are for Blue Kayn. Lee Sin, I want to put in a hard counter, but I won't. If a Lee Sin is a really amazing player, I'm talking best Lee Sin player out there, like one of the best, you will get destroyed by Lee Sin. It's a hard counter. The reason why, he can pretty much match your speed if he gets on you in any way. If he hits any abilities on you, he can kill you whenever he wants. Whether he's building Bruiser, whether he's building Assassin, whether he's building tanks, he can jump on you, kill you whenever he wants. And he also has the ability to kite and peel for his team. So if you go to dive his backline, he can easily W on them, break your Edge of Knights with Smite, and then ult you away. And yeah, Lee Sin's a hard matchup. I'm not gonna put him quite in hard counter because it needs to be a god tier Lee Sin. But it's a hard matchup. So you're definitely gonna want to go Yumu's, Serpents, Grudge. You can go like Edge Knight fourth, but it's a tough matchup.
Greetings,
Yo,
Mr.
Makeup, thanks for
Mike.
5 months. Back. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I feel about the Lee Sin matchup. And Lilia. So she is a very high MS champ. You're a very high MS champ. She has access to building Zanya. She pretty much always will if she's playing into Blue Kayn. I actually prefer Red Kayn into Lilia. Was a Blue Kayn. Now, I would put her in soft counter because of the access to Zanya and the impact in fights, and the fact that she could also play solo lane because of how high MS she is. The only reason she's not an easy or free win matchup, because newsflash, if you don't know this, when Lilia ults, if you go inside anyone, no matter what form you are in Kayn, go inside anyone, it'll cancel her ult entirely. So that's why it's not a hard counter, it's not a soft counter. But it's also not a free win because of her itemization. The itemization route that she has and the MS makes it to where it can't be a free win. It's going to be difficult. I usually like to play Red Kayn to Lilia. When I see Lilia, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll play Red Kayn here. But on the off chance that she has 3 range champs on her team, you can still play blue. Master Yi, Master Yi, Master Yi. Wow, this is so opposite of the Red Kayn, the Red Kayn video, the Red Kayn tier list, because Red Kayn doesn't have a lot of counters or hard counters, like only a couple range champs, but Blue Kayn really does have a lot. Because Master Yi is a soft counter, 100%, because of his W. If Master Yi is as good as a Kayn, he should pretty much be able to win the match. I'd say like 60-40. Soft counter is like 60-40, so 60% of the time they'll beat you, 40% you'll beat them. And the reason why is you can clear faster, you can move around the map faster, but the second he gets, 2 damage items and he starts building bruiser and tank, and he can survive long enough to get his abilities off in fights, he will take over, and there's nothing you can do as a Blue Kayn. Partly because of his itemization, also partly because of his W. So if you can end the game quick, you're fine, but if he knows how to itemize and he knows how to use his W properly, it's not looking good. But yeah, you gotta play the end games. Russian objectives, forcing ganks. That's my best bet. Maokai, I would put him in free win with all the other tanks, but Maokai actually has his ulti, which is pretty good at peeling Kayn, and he could also like use his W to get on top of you. It's not a difficult matchup, but for champions that could peel, yeah, no, he's pretty good at peeling. He's one of the very few tanks that could actually peel a blue. He's not difficult because obviously that's all he can really do. He can't really do anything else. Like, he's either forced to frontline or he's forced to chill in the backline and peel. So, and it's not like he always can, because if you get Edge of Night, I mean, there's counterplay as well. But I wouldn't say it's super easy, but I think that given the appropriate gameplay, you should be able to consistently. Mostly because like the best version of Maokai is like face rush AP tank Maokai, and it's pretty easy to kill him. Actually, you can actually kill Maokai pretty good. Mordekaiser. Definitely an easy matchup because your kit counters his kit. You could use your Q to dodge his Q. You could use your Q to dodge his E. You could use your E to dodge around his abilities as well. And if he ults you, you could just go inside of him, wait out the ulti. The only reason I would say it's not a complete free win is because a lot of Blue Kayns would get baited into fighting Morde. You should not fight Morde. Ignore him. Ignore him, go kill his team. If you get him caught out, and plus you're going to get Serpents, so you move Serpents, Grudge, all that. So you have the items to counter him. The only reason I don't put him in free win is because I know that there's Kayn players out there that will try to fight and try to kill the Morde. No, just ignore him. If he ults you, ult him. If he's a free kill because your teammates, they're collapsing on him, go for it. But don't try to kill him. Just kill his team. Alright, Morgana jungle. I feel like it should go without saying, but it's a free. She can get Zanya, and she has like moderately good clear speed, but once you get your form, it's really easy to get on top of her and stay on top of her. Because you get Edge of Night, it hard counters her. So you moves Edge. She has to pop it with either Q, Alt, or Smite, and it's really easy to dodge her Q with your ult. Now, I will say the only gimmick is that her ulti, if she R1s you and you go inside of her or someone else, if the R2 goes off, it immediately pops you out. So sometimes you can get killed like that, but other than that, it's a pretty free match. Nidalee. Really good Nidalee versus really good Kayn. If she itemizes like plated steel caps, Zanya, and she's sitting on her backline spamming E's, if she plays it perfect, super good, like super aggro early game, invading, snowballing her lanes, healing her laners, itemizing properly. She does all that. I think it's still a 50-50 matchup. I think it's still a 50-50 matchup because you have a lot of mobility and you have a lot of damage. And most of the time you can either jump on her and kill her or you can kill her team. But yeah, if she was a little bit stronger, I would put her higher on the list. There's definitely been metas where Nidalee was a hard counter to Kayn just because of how OP she was. But right now, kind of weak. So I'm not too worried about her. Nocturn. I actually like this matchup because you get Edge of Night, so you go Yumu's Edge of Night second item, Grudge, and then you can go like Serpents or Axiom fourth, whatever you need. Edge of Night, once you get to those two items, you get your night vision goggles so you can see in the dark. His damage falls off really hard. He is engaged, sure, but at the same time, I think it's really easy to play into a Nocturn because the main way that Nocturn kills is his E, and with Blue Kayn, even if you're slowed by whatever Nocturn hits you with, usually you could just use your E to run away from him because it gives you slow immunity, and that counters his E. So he doesn't really have a lot of potential to kill you. And you also outscale him, and you outstat him, so pretty free. The only reason I say some struggle is because sometimes his sometimes his ulti and like perma engaging can kind of screw over your team. NooNoo. So we're thinking about tank Amumu, or no, not Amumu. NooNoo, tank NooNoo or AP tank NooNoo, and either or is really hard for Kayn because he farms faster, he has faster clear, he has better objective control, he has access to Zhonya's, he gets AP tanks, so he's going to be building a lot of HP. Yes, you get serpents, which helps you, you know, against the giant shield he gets off his ult. And yes, you have your E, which gives you slow immunity, so he can't slow you with his E. But I think just how strong of a champion he is in skirmishes and his abilities to play in solo lane, I want to put him in hard counter. And I know that there's counterplay for Kayn, but it's not as much as you think. Because his itemization gets him really tanky, and he gets a lot of damage, and he also wins the lanes, and he also has better objective control, and he can also follow you in solo lane. So anyone that thinks it's an easy matchup, hasn't played against Pentalus or LOL Snowball or any of the really good NooNoo players, because I have, and I do not like playing this match. Now, believe it or not, I actually think I prefer playing blue into NooNoo than red, because most of the time I can get into his backline and kill them, but even still, it's a really good champ of the game. Okay, so Poppy. Oh, you saw that one coming. The only thing I could say is you can farm a lot more than Poppy, so Poppy doesn't have the best clear speed, but a good Poppy doesn't need to farm. You can just run to lanes, kill everybody. Her entire kit counters your kit. Not fun. Ramis, free win. Because Ramis, you just ignore him. You just run right past him, you ignore him, and you kill his team perma. There's not really anything to worry about. Yeah, he could try to peel you, but I very rarely have gotten taunted or even hit by Ramis's Q playing blue Kayn. If you're finding the right angles, usually you're able to kill his backline before he could even react. Rek'Sai. I want to put Rek'Sai in a free win because she can get a lot of different itemization. Go Lethality or she can go Bruiser. She can't really peel her backline as easy because once again you have your high mobility. You farm better than her. Your ganks are better. Your objective control is better. But I will say that Rek'Sai is just a little bit problematic because she can get kind of tanky. So she could beat you in like a 1v1. You shouldn't be 1v1ing her, but because of her ulti, she can sometimes stay on top of you or jump on top of you. So just kind of be cautious of her ulti. She hits you with a Q or anything like that. You don't need any specific itemization, to be honest. You can just itemize standard. So no real problems there. Oh, another assassin. I kind of just want to put every assassin in the 50-50. I should make a list just for like certain matchups, 55-45. So it's not a soft counter, but it's also not a 50-50. It's in between that. That's what I put Rengar, because Rengar, once you get your form, you can one-shot him whatever you want if you have Executioner. So you need to go 2-item into Executioner, into Grudge. So Yumu's, Serpents, if they have a lot of shields. If they don't, Yumu's Edge, if they have a lot of CC. If they don't, then Yumu's Axiom, Executioner, Grudge, and then you can finish Executioner 6-item. Don't have to worry about that too much. But you need anti-heal into Rengar. Whether it's after your first item or after your second item, you need anti-heal for this matchup. You need it. You need it. Anti-heal is so important. But yeah, it's slightly Rengar favored, but pathing-wise, you're a little bit faster. Ganks, you have a little bit better. Control words do really good into them. Make sure you slam them on the ground. Kind of like the same thought process and mindset of Evelyn. And also he can invade you. So you have to path bot to top full clip. So there's a lot of little things you have to do. But I still don't think it's a soft counter. I kind of want to put him there, but once you can get any form of leverage, you destroy. I want to put him in the list with like Kindred and Lee and Master Yi, Graves. Because this is like 60-40 or 70-30, to be honest. This is 80-20. This is like 80-20. You're rarely going to win these. But yeah, normally you should be able to handle those. Sejuani, it's a tank. You just run past them. Yeah, they have their ult to hit you, but if you're playing Kayn, you could use your Q to dodge it. Your E makes it so she can't really touch you. Cyber backline. Easy. What's up, Rita? What's up, Legend? Doing a tier list right now. How's it going? Oh yeah, by the way, so Shako. So Shako, AP Shako can buy Zhonya's. But even then, it's not really that problematic. 80 Shaco's not hard either. He's going to try to early cheese you, but no matter what you do, if you just keep farming, you will outscale him. You farm faster after you get your form. So early game, he's going to have a little bit of a faster farm, so he might be able to look for an early invade or an early gank. I would always do a bot to top full clear and put a defensive ward on his Raptors. Now, the best counterplay to Shako When the game starts, immediately run to his Raptors, start sweeper with your team, of course, with your team. Start sweeper, clear his boxes. Not let him start Raptors. If you can do that, free win. But regardless, you will always outscale this matchup. It's a little bit difficult, but once you get the hang of it, not too harsh. Where's Shogath on the list? Free win. You just run past him. Shyvana, you just run past her. She can't really do much into you. AP, AD, doesn't really matter. You can dodge your E, a lot of her abilities really easily because of your high MS and your Q. And you just kill her team. Pretty easy. Discard her, I'm going to put same tier list. And you can also get Serpents, so you can go Amumu, Serpents, Grudge. You just kill his team, run right past them. So a lot of the tanks, people, they think as Blue Kid you should fight tanks. You should, like, have to deal with them. You don't have to. You just kill their team, take their camps, because they can't clear as fast, and they can't catch you. They can't do anything to you. Free wins. Talia, I really love the Talia matchup. I wouldn't say she's too hard, but if you don't know, whenever she throws her W down, the grounding stuff, you do not Q into it. You W and you run at her with your E, or you smite ulti. And then make sure that you're dodging her knockback, which I believe is her E, with your Q. And she's pretty easy to get on. But if you do not understand that, if you don't understand, do not Q into her W. And you're not getting Yumu, Edge, and Night second. You need to get Edge and Night seconds. Yumu's, Edge, Grudge, 4th item, Axiom, or Serpents, whatever you need. Itemize like that, easy matchup. But if you do not understand that counterplay, it's going to be some struggle. Ooh, another assassin. So Talon's got the same exact clear speed as you, same exact mobility. Similar build path, not exactly, because he doesn't need haste as much, but this is definitely like the definition of a 50-50 matchup. Assassins are pretty much always 50-50 matchup. Teemo, please never lose to a Teemo jungle if you're playing Blue Kayn. You will destroy him. You can Raptor start, invade his Blue Gromp. He's got insanely slow clear speed. You can farm laps around the rat. Get Sweeper, hold on to it, easy. Trundle, extremely free once again, because you get Yumu's, you get your second item, could be Serpents, Edge, Axiom, whatever you need. Third item, you get Executioner. 4th, you get Grudge. You need Anti-O for him, but you just run past him, ignore. Can't do anything to you. You can also E through his pillar. You can Q through his pillar, so he can't really get on you or hurt you ever. Udyr, another free matchup. Can't touch you, can't peel you, can't do anything. Plus, you can get Serpent second, easy. Viego. Viegoat. I'm gonna put Viegoat in the soft counter. Actually, put him in hard counter. Okay, no. I can't put Viego in hard counter if Lee Sin's not hard counter. Everything I said about Lee Sin applies to Viego. His snowball power and his skirmish power is insane. His ability to take over games is insane. He doesn't win like 90% of the times or 80% of the times, but if it's a really good Viego, he will. So the potential is there to be insanely hard to play into. But Blue Kayn honestly can make a lot of plays on his own. As long as Viego doesn't take over early game, it should be winnable. It should be easy. Don't need any specific itemization into him. Typically you want to focus him and kill him first. GA is amazing into him, so make sure you're always getting that last item. But yeah, I don't think I could put him in hard counter. I don't think I could put him in hard counter if Lee Sin's not in hard counter. Okay, Vi. I actually think Vi is pretty easy. Because Vi, she could kind of peel you, but the thing is, not really. Because if she ever presses ult on you, if you go inside anyone, it counters her ult entirely. It'll put the ult on full CD. And you could easily go Serpents as well, so you can go Yumu's Serpents, so the itemization counters her as well. And yeah, you're just gonna have a lot more impacts in skirmishes, and you can play the soul lane better than her. So I don't think she's that hard, to be honest with you. Especially for Blue Kayn. Volley's gonna go on the free win tier list. You have Yumu's Serpents, he can never touch you, he can't peel you, he can't fight you. You can kind of just ignore him and just kill his backline. Not really too much struggle there. A lot of people are gonna be confused by all the champs that Kayn cannot 1v1 down here. And then they're going to learn slowly but surely. Kayn, Blue Kayn specifically, is not a 1v1 champ. He's a ignore their front line, dive the backline champ. And all these champs can't peel the backline. So here's another one. Can't peel the backline. I could just easily dive there, kill them. And they can't really stay on top of me either. I could usually get away from them. So Zenzo. Now, I'm actually going to put Zenzo moderately high. I'm gonna put Zenzo at 50-50 because Zenzo's ulti makes it so if you want to kill him, you have to get on top of him. And you're not ever going to be able to kill him if he's ahead. If he's ahead, you need either your team to kill him, and he counters a lot of champions. Or you're going to need to kill his team and hope and pray that he doesn't murder your entire team. But I actually think Zenzo's very difficult to play into, all because of his ulti. If he gets sundered, you might have to get Executioner, but yeah, kind of difficult. Zac. We're almost done, boys. We're almost done. Zac. I'm gonna put Zac in mostly. Zac is not too difficult because you can dodge his E with your Q, everything. You can dodge his Q with your Q. You have very high mobility. It's easy to dodge a lot of his spells. The only scary thing is if he gets a good engage on your team, you can't really kill him. You can't really do anything to him, but you can kill his backline just as easy as you can kill his. You might need an anti-heal for him, so Yumu's second item, whatever you want. Execution. Grudge. Keep that in mind, but yeah, that's not too harsh. Not too easy, not too harsh. Zed. I gotta put Zed in 50. He's got faster clear speed, but you do outscale him. You out snowball him. You can move around the map quicker than him, but he is very scary. Any assassins in 50-50 match. Whoever gets on who first. The only reason I don't put Zed higher, because Zed does have a faster clear and better objective control, is because your ult counters his ult. So if he ults you, if you immediately go inside somebody, his ult will do 0 damage. So, not too difficult, but I'd say everything I said about other assassins pretty much applies to Zed. Alrighty, Zyra. I think Zyra I'd put in mostly easy because if you start Raptors and Invader Blue Gromp, if you get a good invade on her, you can pretty much stay on top of her all game. She has a ridiculously fast full clear, like 250 something. So being able to stay on top of her is very important. Trying to think, is there anything else I really have to say about this matchup? Not really. She might get Zhonya's later on, but most of the time she's easy to jump on and kill. First form and second form. Edge of Knight second. So Yumu's Edge. Wukong has a little bit of peel with his ulti, and he's kind of better at peeling than most champs, but the same logic applies. Most of the time you can just ignore him. Play the solo lanes, don't have to play the group skirmish. Wukong, because of his ulti, I'd say, because that could pop your Edge, and then the next ulti will knock you up, and you're pretty much dead in that combo. You pretty much will die in that combo. So yeah. Pantheon, I consider Pantheon to be a... And yes, I know Pantheon can get ahead. He can do a lot, but after they nerfed his clear speed, the champion's weak. The champion's not very good. Woodcame will destroy, in my opinion. Yorick is pretty easy because you can just Q or E over his wall, through his wall. He can never really kill you. You can always kill his team. And once you get enough items, you can usually kill him. Darius. I'd honestly just put Darius here. The only reason I put him a little bit higher is that if he can get tanky and he gets Flash Ghost with Deadman's for like if he gets only MS, sometimes he can run you down, but honestly, he's mostly easy because you could make a lot more plays on the map. I mean, I think the same things I said about like Wukong applies. Like maybe he can get on top of you if he builds and itemizes right and you play it stupid, but most of the time it should be easy. Nefiri. Okay, we're almost at the end here. I got to think a lot for these for my final members here. Nefiri, I wouldn't say is easy for Blue Kayn. I would say it's a bit of a 50-50. Even though she's not an assassin, she's a bruiser. She has access to Eclipse and plated steel caps and Shojin, so she's going to get very tanky, and she could jump on you in fights. Not necessarily peeling, but just kind of harassing you. She doesn't play solo lanes better. Like, there's a lot of things Kayn could benefit in, but Nefiri is pretty good at, like, holding Kayn down. Blue Kayn is. That is. Olaf, super easy. Run past him, kill his team. Rumble, super easy. Run past him, kill his team. Kiana, especially since she's getting buffed next patch, we're putting in 50-50. Assassin versus assassin. Whoever gets on who first, battle reaction times, everything. Everything I had to say about the other assassins pretty much applies for all of them. I can't think of any assassin that doesn't apply the same way. Nico, extremely free win. You can just play the invader. Same thing that you do to Zyra, but it's just easier because she doesn't clear as fast. And also her scaling is a lot worse. And her itemization's a lot worse. So, anyways, boys, that is the ultimate Blue Kayn matchup tier list. So, if you see these, usually you want to play Red Kayn to these. Most of the time you want to play Red Kayn to these, except for Brand. But Red Kayn is the answer to a lot of these tough matchups, as you've seen from the other tier list or the other video. Either way, I hope you boys enjoyed. That'll be it.